All right, so we are going to be taking a look at a short story written by Daniel Keyes called Flowers for Algernon. Now, you may have heard of this before. It was made into a book, but it began as a short story. So that's what we will be reading. Daniel Keyes, the author, is an American was an American author who grew up in Brooklyn, New York. And he wrote Flowers for Algernon as a short story in 1959, and it was considered science fiction fantasy because of the subject matter. Flowers for Algernon is also a book that has been banned many times in school districts, and that is because it is written in a journal like style. The book is set up like you are reading Charlie Gordon's diary, and there are some personal scenes that happen that refer to an intimate encounter that he has a little later on in the story. But basically, the story is about a man who is developmentally delayed. He is 37 years old. He has been trying to learn to read and write for many years. He is aware that he has a very low IQ and have would like to be smarter. Two doctors have an experimental drug that they basically it's an operation, a procedure that they propose, and he is quite eager to undergo this operation if it means that he can and will become smarter. So the journal entries take you through the period of time before his operation and after his operation. What is happening to him? What kind of changes happen? So your journal entries for the next couple of weeks will really be based on the journal entries that you will be reading from Flowers for Algernon. I'm going to read the first two for you, and then you'll have assignments that will be two or three journal entries at a time that you are reading and responding to. You're going to also notice that his spelling is very limited, and that will change as he changes, but you definitely get a good sense of the kind of person Charlie Gordon is. Progress Report 1, March 5th, 1965. Dr. Strauss says I should write down what I think and everything that happens to me from now on. I don't know why, but he says it's important so they will see if they will use me. I hope they use me. Miss Kinnian says maybe they can make me smart. I want to be smart. My name is Charlie Gordon. I am 37 years old, and 2 weeks ago was my birthday. I have nothing more to write now, so I will close for today. Progress Report 2, March 6th. I had a test today. I think I failed it, and I think that maybe now they won't use me. What happened is this nice young man was in the room and he had some white cards with ink spilled all over them. He said, Charlie, what do you see on this card? I was very scared, even though I had my rabbit's foot in my pocket, because when I was a kid, I always failed tests in school and I spilled ink too. I told him I saw an ink blot. He said yes, it made me feel good. I thought that was all, but when I got up to go, he stopped me. He said, now sit down, Charlie, we are not through yet. Then I don't remember so good, but he wanted me to say what was in the ink. I didn't see nothing in the ink, but he said there was pictures there Other people saw some pictures. I couldn't see any pictures. I really tried to see. I held the card close up and then far away. Then I said if I had my glasses, I could see better. I usually only wear my glasses in the movies or TV, but I said they are in the cloche in the hall. I got them. Then I said, let me see that card again. I bet I'll find it now. I tried hard, but I still couldn't find the pictures. I only saw the ink. I told him maybe I need new glasses. He wrote something down on a paper, and I got scared of failing the test. I told him I was very. Uh, I told him it was a very nice ink blot with little points all around the edges. He looked very sad, so that wasn't it. I said, please let me try again. I'll get it in a few minutes because I'm not so fast sometimes. I'm a slow reader too in Miss Kinnian's class for slow adults, but I'm trying very hard. He gave me a chance with another card that had two kinds of ink spilt on it, red and blue. He was very nice and talked slow like Miss Kinnian does, and he explained it to me that it was a raw shop. Just to interrupt here, there is the ink block test. You may be familiar with it. It's called the Rorschach test, not spelled that way, but it is a personality test that they give people to see if they can get a sense of personality traits by how they interpret ink blots. So that is the test that they were giving to Charlie, and that is how he spells it. He said, people see things in the ink. I said, show me where. He said, think. I told him, I think ink blot, but that wasn't right either. He said, what does it remind you? Pretend something. I closed my eyes for a long time to pretend. I told him I pretended a fountain pen with ink leaked all over the tablecloth. Then he got up and went out. I don't think I passed the Rorschach test. All right, so those are the first two um, passages, and as you see, it goes through, and you'll be reading different passages and writing about them um, in your journal entries. All right, that's it for now.